Good afternoon, I'm Traci Lords and I'm very, very happy to be part of the Sitges 2018 Film Festival. I'm here with A Tale of Two Sisters and it's a great honor.
We'll come up, we'll do photos with Traci first. Back up. Traci,
I'll be presenting two films at Sitges this year. The first one is Not of This Earth, which I made in 1987 with Roger Corman and Jim Wynorski.
It's Traci Lords starring in Not of This Earth.
Do you have an appointment?
I came for a transfusion of blood.
A ruthless alien creature on a desperate search for blood.
I am type O.
And now he's on Earth.
It's a wacky sci-fi comedy, and at the time when I was filming it, I didn't realize how iconic it would become, so it's a great giggle for me to see it playing here. A Tale of Two Sisters is the second film that I'm in, and it's film noir, set in the 1940s, and it is a mysterious sort of Alfred Hitchcock tale of two sisters.
When's the last time you visited the grave?
A month ago.
You can't be real.
A bizarre tale of two sisters. Only in Hollywood.
Influencer, mare de família, icona de la cultura pop, experta en videojocs i en moda, Traci Lords és avui un referent feminista i una força de la naturalesa a les xarxes socials. Geni i figura, avui volíem premiar amb el Premi Màquina del Temps a Traci Lords. Un fort aplaudiment, sisplau.
I've had the great privilege in my career to work in a lot of sci-fi and horror, doing things like the very first Marvel movie, one of the very first Marvel movies ever brought to the screen, being Blade. I had a nice small part in the opening of it, and it was really good fun doing that. From smaller films, festival films like Excision, which I played the mother in, over the last 25 years, I've had the privilege of bouncing around between indie studio film and a lot of comedies. So it's just really great to be at this festival and to see the other filmmakers and who's creating what.
Just want to say thank you to everyone here, to the Sitges Film Festival, and especially to Angel and Mike for this award. I am just beyond touched. I'm truly humbled to be part of this community, and I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. That was a really sweet little montage. It really made me giggle. It makes me think, just how blessed I am in my life, and what a ride the film community has really provided for me.
Well, Crybaby was a really significant turning point in my career because it was the biggest studio picture I'd ever done. And yet it was John Waters, who I didn't know a lot about then, and I was 20 years old. And so it was really the beginning of my career. And I didn't realize at the time how iconic Wanda Woodward, the character from the film, would be. And still today, she is one of the roles that I think the most of my fans identify me with. It's been such a fabulous experience for me in that respect because I have girls of all ages, like 10 to 15 to little tiny kids to older people that have discovered the movie constantly. John is still one of my dear friends. I think that he is an amazing filmmaker. It completely changed my life, that movie, and my career. I pretty much owe my career to John Waters.
There have been many great people that have really helped me in Hollywood, from Jim Wynorski, that gave me my first break in Not of This Earth, to John Waters, to Kevin Smith. There have been great filmmakers that have just created these wonderful projects. One of them, I think, is here tonight. It's a new short called A Tale of Two Sisters. I want to thank my manager and also the director, Mr. Chris Roe, that's out there in the audience, and my producer, Matt O'Neill, that's also in the audience, and everyone that helped with the making of this short. I truly hope that you enjoy it. It was like nothing I've done before.
And you play in another superhero movie, but from Hong Kong, with director Choi Hark.
Yes, Choi Hark.
Choi Hark is one of the biggest Hong Kong director now. He's big in China. So can you tell me about this experience working on Black Mask 2 with Choi Hark?
Mm-hmm. Well, when I got the call to go and do Black Mask 2 with Choi Hark, I was absolutely delighted. I was living in Vancouver at the time doing a series, and I flew on off-season to work with Choi Hark, and there was a language barrier. And I'd never worked with a director that could convey exactly what he wanted with just his hands. And Choi Hark was that person. And it was confusing. It was exciting. It was fascinating, just the experience of, I would look him in the eyes and he would sort of motion to something. Somehow we had a shorthand that it made it work. I played Chameleon in the film, and it was a really unusual, unique, exciting filming process.
It's an amazing thing when you get to do what you love with your life. Every single day I realize how fortunate I am to be able to do what I love. More than anything, it's the fans that make it possible, because you allow us to be able to come up on the stage and give our art to the world. For that, I'm very, very grateful. So thank you for supporting me on this journey.
Well, one of my 5 favorite films, from my career, is that what you're asking? I'm quite a fan of Crybaby is one of my favorite, just because I love anything that has to do with John Waters. Not necessarily just film, but I've been doing a lot of television now, and my new series, Swedish Dicks, that is with Peter Stormare and Keanu Reeves, is a whole lot of fun, and I love playing Jane McKinney in that. I'm very proud of my work in the independent film Excision that Richard Bates Jr. Directed and wrote. I think that's, it's a pretty impressive, indie. Not of This Earth will be screening here at Sitges this year, and I think I like it for sentimental reasons more than anything, just because it was my first mainstream film, and there is a campiness and just a quirkiness to it that, Nadine's story, the character I played in that film, is very near and dear to my heart.
Doctor, does this man have some kind of a hold on you? Has he threatened your life? What?
The doctor is no longer in contact.
Where can she hide? And how will she stop the alien and his evil plans?
I never screw around.
Purchase your ticket today.
You want to purchase, you purchase. You don't want to purchase, you don't have to purchase. I ain't going to force you to purchase.
And see Traci Lords
This whole thing has the sound of something very unethical.
in the sci-fi chiller of the year.
I'm just dying to see it.
Not of this earth.
And what is your next project?
Well, I'm here with A Tale of Two Sisters, and that's exciting. And I have a film coming to the film festival circuit. I just finished a comedy called Steam Room Stories, where I play a lady that owns a huge cosmetics empire. So that was a lot of fun. She has a bit of a Meryl Streep, Devil Wears Prada, sort of wicked villainous about her. So that was delicious fun.
So this is my first time in Spain, and I absolutely have fallen in love with Spain. The people, the food, everything about it. I love your country so much. Thank you for having me, and thank you for making me feel so welcome.
Hi, I'm Traci Lords, and I want to say thank you for supporting my movies and my career. I love you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.